Hello everyone and welcome back to everythingvm.com. Today we're going to be going over Citrix XenServer. XenServer is Citrix's version of a hypervisor. Basically you've got a base OS based on Linux with the XenServer software running on top of that, which allows you to run virtual machines. So if you're familiar with any of the other offerings such as VMware ESX Server or Microsoft's Hyper-V, it's just Citrix's version of that software. So to get a copy of Citrix XenServer, you just go to citrix.com/XenServer. So citrix.com/XenServer. And this is what the page will look like. If you scroll down towards the bottom, you can see which XenServer edition is right for you. You can click on Compare. And you can see there's 4 editions of XenServer. Today we're going to be using the free version, but this chart will give you a breakdown of which editions have which versions. So if this is for your business, you probably want to consider one of the better versions. That would give you access to things like high availability and moving live machines between servers, etc., which actually is included in the free version. Anyway, let's go back to the previous page and click Download Now. When you click Download Now, you see there's several downloads. This here is the download you want to use for the XenServer installer. Down below here, you've got XenCenter. If you're familiar with VMware's offerings, XenCenter is Citrix's version of Virtual Center. So XenCenter is what allows you to, manage more than one XenServer at a time and handle, moving machines between hosts, etc. So today we're just going to download the installer for XenServer. You can use the download manager by clicking this link here, or you can download the without using the Citrix's download manager by clicking right here. Now I've already downloaded the ISO, so I'm just going to cancel this. Now, after you've downloaded the ISO, you're going to want to burn it onto a CD so that you can actually install it onto a server. For the purposes of my demonstration, I'm actually going to be running in a virtual machine. You see here I've created a virtual machine in VirtualBox called XenServer, and I've mounted the ISO that I just showed you onto this virtual machine. So let's go ahead and power on this virtual machine. Here is the first screen you get after you power it on. We just press enter to continue the install. Now, like I said, I'm running this in a virtual machine. You would not want to do this in a production environment. There's no reason to run XenServer in a virtual machine other than just for demonstration purposes or just seeing if you can do it. Since it's running in a virtual machine, we're going to get a couple dialog boxes related to that. One of which will be saying that our machine doesn't support the hardware virtualization, and the other, I think that's the only one. I'll point it out when we get there. So this first dialog box is asking what type of keyword we have. We have got a QWERTY US, so we'll just press enter. Now here it's saying that this is warning us that if we continue, it's going to erase everything on the disks. We're okay with that, so we'll say OK. We want to accept the user agreement, otherwise we can't install. And here is the dialog box where it's saying we don't have the hardware virtualization because we're running in a virtual machine. So we're just going to say OK and ignore that. And now we'll just say OK to continue. And we're installing off a local media. If you want, you can actually install from FTP, HTTP, or NFS. I'm not going over that today. We'll say OK. And we're not doing any supplemental packs. Those would be such a thing, basically Citrix's version of service packs. And we're not going to verify the disk because that takes extra time. Now it's asking us what we want our root password to be. So I will enter what I want my root password to be on this installation. Make sure to remember this or write it down or whatever. Now we're going to do a static IP address. You can do DHCP, but typically it's best to do a static address when you're dealing with something such as XenServer or ESX or whatnot. I'm going to give it an IP address of 10.0.0.155 with a subnet mask of 255.255.0.0, and my gateway is 10.0.0.1. I'm going to leave my host name as XenServer whatchamacallit, and my DNS server is 10.0.0.1. And now this is our geographical area. Pretty much you select the continent you're on, in my case America, and then you select a city that's near you. In my case it's Los Angeles is the nearest city in this list. And I'm going to use NTP to set my time, and my NTP server is 10.0.0.1. And the final step is I say install XenServer. So it's going to go through and install, and this will take a few minutes to run. After it's done installing, it's going to prompt me to reboot my machine. After I reboot, I will be at a screen where I can browse my XenServer configuration and such. So I'm going to pause the recording until it prompts me to reboot, and then we'll resume from there. Alright, we're back. As you can see, XenServer is prompting us to reboot. We're just going to say OK, and the server will now reboot. Now once again, this can take a few minutes to restart, so I'm just going to pause the recording while it restarts, and we'll resume when it finishes restarting. Alright, we're back. As you can see, the server has finished restarting. Here we've got our status display. You can see it lists the IP address of the system. We can go through and see all the various bits about the virtual machine. You can do quite a bit of configuration through here, and you'll actually have to come to this screen if you want to do some advanced troubleshooting. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and install the XenServer software, the XenServer software. To get the XenServer software, you'll want to go to the web page for the XenServer machine that you just created, and here's the XenServer XenCenter installer. So if you click on that, you can then download the software. It's a 41 megabyte download. And it's finished downloading, so now we will double click on the MSI file, and that will start the installer for XenServer, or XenCenter. We'll go ahead and click Next. And we're going to install C program files x86 Citrix XenServer and say install. So now it installs, and this takes a moment. So once again, I'm going to pause the recording until it finishes installing, and then we'll resume from there. And the install is complete. So now we just click Finish, and down here on the Start menu, you notice there's now XenCenter. So let's click on XenCenter to launch it. After it finishes launching, we're going to have to enter the IP address of our new XenServer that we created, and then the XenCenter software will be able to manage the XenServer that we created. It's from the XenCenter software where you actually do all the configurations, such as creating all the networks, connecting it to LUNs, etc. So I've actually had this installed before, so I'm just going to remove that. Alright, so now in order to add a new server, notice we have none right now. Click on Add New Server, and it asks for the server name. We're just going to enter the IP address of the server. It asks for the root username and password, so you enter your root username and password and click Add, and we accept the certificate. And the server's been added. So from here we could go through and configure the server. Please join us next time, and we'll be going over how to configure XenServer. Thank you very much for joining us.